Hey performers, welcome back. So today I want to talk about a set of musicians that are particularly good as on-stage entertainers. Big difference between those two words. So what kind of musicians am I talking about? That's right, bass players. Welcome back to Danny Robertson Music, where we try to help you become the best possible performer that you can be on whatever stage you choose. I'm Danny Robertson. Thank you for joining us again this week. If you haven't seen us before, do me that favor, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel or one of our other social media channels, and definitely join the email list at DannyRobertsonMusic.com. Today we're talking about bass players, and I want to get very specific on what I'm talking about. We are not talking about the individuals who are the best musicians on the instrument. We are talking about the individuals who play that instrument that are extremely good entertainers. Big difference between those two, because some of the top 10 lists that you see with this kind of stuff, it always involves the best players, not necessarily the best entertainers. So today we're talking about entertainers. I figured we'd start with a name that a lot of us know because a lot of us have seen him perform. Of Red Hot Chili Peppers fame, it's Flea. Flea is one of the original musicians of the band Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's been around for a long time, and he's very good on the instrument, but he's also equally known for his antics on stage. He jumps around a lot, he makes a lot of silly faces, he sticks out his tongue, he sometimes does weird colors with his hair and things like that. He's been on stage naked several times at this point. An interesting fact about Flea is how he got his nickname. Now, there's conflicting reports about this, about who gave it to him, but one of the common ones that is brought up is that when he was in his teenage years, his real name is Michael, and he had a nickname that his friends called him called Mikey B. the Flea, which then apparently got shortened to Flea over the years. And he got called that because apparently he's a very fidgety guy and can't keep still, which is why he got that nickname in the first place. Currently, Flea is about 60 years old, and he is still as energetic and entertaining on stage as he was when he was in his 20s. The second bass player on the list, also a very famous name, probably a little less known for his bass playing, but he is such a crowd engager and storyteller. It's of Beatles fame, Paul McCartney.
Hey, what about Portuguese? Pretty good? Not bad for a lad from Liverpool. Okay, this next one, there's a bit in it we'd like you to sing along with. Well, you're singing along with everything anyway, so sing along.
I've been lucky enough to see Paul McCartney live, and he is phenomenal on stage. And it's not because he's a fantastic musician. It's because he is a genuinely good storyteller. Better than anyone that I think I've ever seen. Paul's superpower as an entertainer is his ability to engage a crowd, tell them a story, get them to participate in his show, and see the show for its full life. He is so good about creating these points where you feel like you're in the living room with him, having a cup of coffee.
How many people here tried to learn Blackbird? See? You all got it wrong.
And then there are points where there's pyrotechnics on stage and very exciting things happening. And he does all of that with his own show. He's so comfortable on stage and engaging with his audience that makes him such an incredible performer. The third bass player on the list is one of my favorites. He's extremely good on the instrument, but he's also entertaining to watch on stage because he does things like grab the neck of his guitar and flip it all the way around his body. I'm talking about Victor Wooten. Victor Wooten is the kind of guy whose music is so entertaining and fun to listen to that you're captivated just from the music, but then he adds the visual on stage when he wants to look like he's doing something big and bad and awesome. He flips the guitar. He bounces his hands off of it like he's King Kong or something like that. Not only is Victor Wooten one of the most technically proficient bass players in the world, he's also very visually stimulating to watch. A great place to watch him is when he's playing with a group called Bellafleck and the Flecktones. Now that group is made up of a bunch of individuals who are all kind of among the best of the best in their own instruments. Bellafleck himself plays things like electric banjo, and he'll play classical music on it. And Victor's very fitting in that group because he is unique in the way that he plays on the bass guitar. Check him out. The fourth bass playing entertainer that I want to show off is actually a tie, and it comes from two bass players in two different groups that they're not typically known for how good they are on their instrument, but they're known for being over the top with their costumes and their huge personalities on stage. Those two bass players are Gene Simmons of Kiss fame and Beefcake the Mighty of Gwar. With both of these guys, their musicianship is probably fine, but it's not the thing that stands out about their performance. Their performance is much more about the creative outlet that they've done with their larger-than-life stage personas and their larger-than-life show. When you look at Gene Simmons, he's a larger-than-life personality even without the costume when you see him outside of his normal performing routine. He's a big guy with a big personality, and then when you put him in a big costume like that, he is just visually fun to watch. The same thing goes for Beefcake the Mighty. When you look at him on stage, he looks like he belongs next to some kind of weird, demented version of Julius Caesar or something like that. But that is the idea behind their show. They want their show to come off as larger than life. So they put on these huge, elaborate costumes to make that show much more visually entertaining for their audience. Both of these guys made a name for themselves by not necessarily being the best bass player in the world. They made it so that they can be visually entertaining on stage and larger than life for their audience. The last bass player on the list is not only a great player, but he's kind of like a walking funk disco ball on stage. He wears huge, big outfits. They're always very flashy and a little bit wackadoodle at the same time. but he's so fun to watch because of that. I'm talking about Bootsy Collins. Bootsy Collins is the epitome of not only a great musician, but a great entertainer. And you don't see very many that do both really, really well. It's really fun to watch him. But when you actually watch him play, damn, is he good at his instrument. He knows how to play really well. It's a double threat that you don't see a whole lot of musicians being able to do. You're either one or the other most of the time. You're either a really good musician or you're a really good entertainer. Bootsy Collins is both. The entire point of this video is to show you that just because you're a great musician doesn't necessarily mean that you are a great performer. And on the flip side, you can be a great performer and not necessarily be a great musician. The ideal goal as performers here is to get good at both of these situations. So if you're a good musician, but you lack in the performing department, work on your performance skills. Learn to talk to your audience. Learn to be visually entertaining. If you're on the other side of that equation and you're a good dancer, or you make a lot of faces, or you can engage a crowd, and you're good at the entertainer part of the equation, but struggle as a musician, work on your musicianship. The ideal situation is to get good at both, like our friend Bootsy Collins. Bass players are often put to the back of the stage to hold down the rhythm section. And think about this as far as audience engagement. If you are at the back of the stage already, it is that much harder for you to get noticed as a performer. So try to elevate your performing game. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, that's it for this week. As a reminder, do me that favor, subscribe to the YouTube channel or one of our other social media channels. Join the email list at DannyRobertsonMusic.com. I wish you the best of luck in your next best performance. In the meantime, have a great week and take care. See you soon.